Welcome everybody. Welcome here to the Memorial Day Remembrance. As our country slowly opens back up from the coronavirus pandemic and COVID, we are having a more informal ceremony today to not encourage still the gathering. We want to be safe. We stand here in our wonderful village green on this beautiful day, and it's fitting that we honor those who help make the village what it is today, and recognize that our liberties as Americans come at a price. I want to welcome our brand new village manager, Steve Williamson, who will now say a few words to commemorate today. Please come forward.
Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate for the invitation today. And Mike said I got 2 minutes. I got to do this relatively quickly, but I want to make sure I do it solemnly because this is a very, very important day for so many of us across this country. But it's also an important day for me after spending 28 years in the military and actually being here, was it 5 or 6 years ago? I think I was standing right about there as one of your keynote speakers. So, but it's great to be back as the village manager, to be a part of Key Biscayne. Just a wonderful village, and I'm looking so forward to being the village manager for all of you. The big purpose of today, of course, is to recognize the service member who have fallen in service to our country. Those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, who died for us so that we can live a better life of freedom and peace. And I think we owe them a debt of gratitude, a part of our heart, a part of our soul, and that we never forget what they did for this great nation. But also today, as we've gone through this last year of pandemic, I want to thank Mike and your Legionnaires for what you guys do, and for as long as you've done what you do. You are a big part of this community, and although we couldn't do it last year, you're back out here again this year. I want to thank you for that. It's another step forward to hopefully getting back to normal. So thank you very much. And I was thinking about when I was driving over here, and I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to do it anyway, Nori. I look back in my life and I thought, how does the American Legion impact me? And what they were part of my youth and the values that hopefully I grew up with. And I remember playing American Legion baseball. I remember doing boys state. I remember doing flag classes, flag etiquette classes as part of my Boy Scout curriculum. And I have to admit, I served my first whiskey on the rocks at the American Legion bar in Armonk, New York. So you guys cover all 4 of those, I'm sure, very much, right? So anyway, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be a part of this village as your village manager. Let's never forget what today is all about. Let's forever keep those service members in our hearts. And thank you, American Legion, for what you do. And keep it going, keep the fire going. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. We expect great things from you.
High expectations, huh?
In a memorial speech that was given in 2013, General William Grimsley, then Chief of Staff of the United States Strategic Command, he spoke about the men and women so long ago who imagined this holiday we now call Memorial Day. He figured they must have known what they were doing when they designated this time of year as our time to honor their fallen. It's a time of renewal, of strength, after a long winter, especially after a long COVID year. They must have imagined all the flowers in bloom, 1 million or more representing those lost in battle, almost every continent around the globe. Must have imagined the opportunity to tell stories of the past to the American people who will pass these stories on to their children of tomorrow. Today we honor that loyalty and bravery of our fallen in a noble calling called military service. History of our nation and those who serve both in war and in peace can be summed up in a short, simple, yet fitting phrase. They are ordinary people who by the virtue of their service and sacrifice are extraordinary. On Memorial Day, we want to remember more than a million of men and women who gave their lives in the service of this nation. It's also a time to reaffirm our resolve not to let their sacrifice be in vain. Raise up instead and continue the fight for liberty. We also want to honor the families of those lost. For you bear a burden that only you can comprehend. We are grateful for the support you gave your soldier, sailor, and Marine so they could carry out the mission of protecting the rest of us. It is our responsibility as citizens to remember the nation's brave fallen men and women, whether they died on foreign lands in the heat of battle or after a lifetime in the service of our armed forces. Never forget the men and women who know all too much the cost of our freedom, for their service to this country is the greatest gift of all. Now for the presentation of the wreath. Ready? And salute. Ready, two. God bless those that are deployed today in harm's way, providing us the opportunity to enjoy this beautiful day. God bless our great nation. God bless her through these challenging times. And God bless each and one of you. Thank you for coming out today and being part of the ceremony. Thank you.